Hello YouTube, it's me again. I know you missed me, all the millions and the millions of my fans. Sorry, Rock, that was a really bad Rocky impression. Although, you kind of deserve for having a name like Dwayne. Really? Dwayne? Side story. My ex actually wanted to call, you've all seen my son Christopher. He actually wanted to name him Dwayne. Yeah, I put the kibosh on that one really quick. Anyways, I have been inspired, YouTube, inspired. I have many young people, as I've mentioned, that work with me that have, that date. I, however, am in a relationship, but I thought I would impart my years of wisdom to the downtrodden. And so this video is actually for a young friend of mine. I'm not going to mention her name, but she's, having a little trouble in the dating world. So I thought I'd make this video for her. So I'm calling this, and I made notes. See? I'm calling this the 5 rules of successful dating. There's actually technically 6, but we're gonna stick with the name of it. Okay. So this is for those who do not have a relationship and who are just surfing the dating world. So this is for girls. All right. So the first rule number 1, no settling. Do not settle for anything less than what you are worth. Loneliness will come, let it come. As Whitney Houston pointed out, I'd rather be alone than unhappy. And if you're not good company for yourself, you're never going to be good company for anybody else. So, if you're alone for a while, that's okay. Now, rule number 2, deal breaker. Okay. So, figure out what a deal breaker is for you. To do this, you make a list. When you go to a job interview, when you go to a grocery store, you make a list of what you want. So make a list of what your deal breakers are. I don't accept, an example, I don't accept people who cheat. That's a deal breaker. If you cheat on me, that's a deal breaker. That means that our interaction is over. Right? So you make a list, like I said, when you go grocery shopping, when you do anything, you make a list. So finding a mate should involve this type of careful planning. Makes sense, right? Date. Seems arbitrary, but I'm going to explain. Date. Don't sleep with. I'm not saying go out and sleep with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm saying date. I once heard, I believe it was in one of the Sex and the City shows, that dating is like a job interview with cocktails. If you think about it this way, a man is applying for the most important job he'll ever have. He's applying for the position of your spouse. Give him an overview of the position, what the expectations are, and what are the benefits of the job. So an overview. Well, I want to have a long-term relationship. I expect to be married by this time. I expect to have children. I expect the benefits are, you get to have me and I'm sweet and I'm kind and I'm whatever, right? Then give him a list of your deal breakers. So we talked about deal breakers. So give him a list of your deal breakers. I will not accept this. I will not accept this. I will not accept this. Seems very unromantical. However, it's practical. And in this dating world, especially in this day and age, you have to be careful, right? So it's good to have deal breakers, and it's good to have a list, and it's good to be this formal because you want to lay out the expectations. You don't want to go 6 months down the road, a year down the road, and say, well, he's not meeting my expectations. If he doesn't know what the expectations are, how can he possibly try to meet them? There's always compromise. If something is a deal breaker for you, yes, but there is compromise, and that's important. Benefits package. So I have spoken about this in a previous video with Steve Harvey's 90-day rule. Basically, the way it goes is Steve Harvey has this 90-day rule. He talks about how he worked at the Ford Motor Plant, and in order to get the benefits, he had to be there for 90 days. Create a probationary period for the cookie. It doesn't have to be 90 days. Set your own timeline. By the way, 3 dates is not the most acceptable timeline, although it happens. You don't give up the cookie until a set amount of days is up. So this will, number one, make him respect you. Number two, give him a chance to get to know you and give you a chance to get to know his personality and see what he likes and see if you'll be compatible long term. Because eventually sex does stop, right? And once that happens, you don't want to wake up one day and say, this is a stranger that I can't talk to. Three, the third benefit of this is once sex does happen, the anticipation will make the eventual sex more exciting because you've waited so long. Anticipation is one of the greatest turn-ons. And number five, do not chase a man. Do not chase a man. Men are natural hunters. They are ingrained to hunt and seek. That's what they do. They hunt and they seek. They're hunters, gatherers. This is true in the wild. This is true with women. If you're constantly searching, you are not allowing yourself to be found. Explore who you are, then develop your own interests, and he will find you. If the right one is out there, he'll find you. Don't go out searching. Now, I'm not saying don't, put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Go on dates, but don't go looking. Let him come to find you. And these are the 5 rules of successful dating. I'm going to add a 6th one. Go with your gut. Your gut always tells you whether something is right or whether something is wrong. And I think we as women, we tend to ignore our gut because we like this guy and we want it to work out. And of course, have that optimism going in. But be cautious. If your gut is telling you something is rotten in the state of Denmark, it probably is. So those are my 6 rules of successful dating. So I hope that helps. And I hope my young friend watches this video and learn something, because I don't like to shake this at anyone. And I will see you later, YouTube. Bye!